Hi everyone, it's Misty here. Thank you so much for joining me. Happy Friday and welcome to another card for Pride. If you missed it, last Friday I posted my first video back in a hot minute and I mentioned that I was collaborating with Michael from World of Michael Trent and Debra on cards for Pride every Friday in the month of June. If you're unfamiliar, June is Pride Month for the entire world to celebrate the LGBTQAI plus community. Hopefully I got all the letters correctly. If I didn't, I meant no offense. So I will have their information linked down below. I believe Michael's posting on his blog and Instagram. Deborah's just doing Instagram. I'm doing Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. So all of everyone's information will be linked down below, along with a link to Paper House Productions. You can use the code Debra22 to save 15% off your purchase. That includes clearance. I am using the majority of the supplies I'm using in these cards that you're seeing are from Paper House Production. They have a wonderful, beautiful line of Pride stickers, washi, die cuts, etc. And they are one of the few companies in the crafting community that has a whole lineup to celebrate diversity. So that's why we are promoting them heavily. They didn't ask us to. Debra is on their design team. But yeah, so all of that information will be linked in the description box down below. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you how to make two cards. We're going to be doing a background and then using that to create two different cards. We're going to do a shaker card and we're going to do a regular card. And yeah, I'll give you a real quick peek. Okay, bye. So make sure you leave a comment down below. Join the conversation. Let me know what you think about having a card auction or something, using these cards to raise money for a charity that supports the community. And that's what it's really all about. So let's head over to my craft table and I'll show you how I created these two really fun Pride themed cards. So I'm actually going to start this card with a sheet of white paper that measures 5.5 by 8.5, and then I'm going to bring in cardstock for every color of the rainbow, and I'm going to cut down 1/4 inch strips, and I'm going to do this for every single color. I probably cut about, I don't know, 5 or 6, and I just used a ton of paper scraps. This is a great way to use up your scraps and a great way to make two card bases. So I'm making two card bases that are going to eventually measure 4 by 5.25. And again, we're doing that out of one 5.5 by 8.5 sheet of paper. So once I have all that done, I'm going to bring in some Sizzix adhesive sheets. Now you don't have to use these adhesive sheets to do this. You can absolutely do this with just tape runner. You can do this with like score tape. It's completely up to you. You guys know that I love this Sizzix tape. I just feel like it's easy to work with, and it's just easier for me. So most of you know that I am disabled and I deal with some dexterity issues. So any way that I can kind of modify what I'm doing to make sure that I can still do what I love, then I'm going to do it. So I got these, I believe, from Scrapbook Pal, but I think you can find them on Amazon. I mean, what can you not find on Amazon these days, right? Right. Okay, so there's my snack. I've got some YouTube going on in the background. I am going to go ahead and peel off the backer sheet. That's why I love these. You just peel off the backer sheet and you're good to go. So I am just laying these on the diagonal. You could do these horizontal or vertically. It's completely up to you. And I'm just going in rainbow order, and I'm just making sure that they butt up against one another, leaving just a little bit of an overhang so I can cut off the ends. And once I have all the way to purple, I'm going to cut off the ends and start again. And this is just easier for me to not only handle it, but also so I can have some pieces that I'll need later that'll be smaller. So here is the finished look at the piece. Once I trim off all of the extra pieces, you can see there that there's a little bit at the top, but that's going to be end up being die cut. So I'm bringing in my largest stitched rectangle from Pink and Main, and I'm going to cut out these two. Now, one thing I did do before doing this is I brought in my bone folder, and I went ahead and went over the stripes. That way, they would stick down. So I'm bringing in this scalloped rectangle frame. I believe this is from MFT. I'm actually not positive. And I am loving the black with the rainbow. So I have this piece of black glitter paper from Die Cuts with a View, and I'm going to cut that out. And then with whatever is left over, I'm going to go ahead and make a small thin border. This ends up being like an 1/8 of an inch. And you can see there that I just put it over the hole where I cut the square out of. That way I'm not wasting any paper. So I have cut down a piece of red to 5.5 by 8.5. I've squared it at 4 1/4. And we're going to make a hamburger folded card, or a landscape card, if you will. And again, I realized I miscut this, so I had to cut a new one. I don't know what I was doing. But I keep these card layers around. I sat down one day and just cut out a ton of paper that measured 4 by 5 1/4 because I love to put white layers inside my card. I like it for a sentiment. I like it for a place for someone to write a note, etc. So yeah. If you're curious about the snack, this is a cheddar moon cheese, M-O-O-N cheese, M-O-O-N cheese, yeah, with macadamia nuts. And the moon cheese is basically just dehydrated pieces of cheese, and it's crunchy and low carb and delicious. So I am adding some foam tape to the back of the square, and then I'm going to add some foam tape to the back of the sticker. Now you could put the sticker down flat if you wanted to, but I wanted to pop it up. So the die cuts are actually die cut kind of like vinyl stickers. So you could use it either way, but I knew I wanted it to have a little bit more dimension. So I'm just using some extra pieces to get that on and just fiddling around with it. And once we do that, we're going to get that adhered to the black square. After that, I'm going to bring in some of these gender symbols, and I'm going to add, I couldn't decide how many I wanted at first, and then I decided to just go with one on each diagonal corner. And I'm going to go ahead and get those adhered with tape runner, and then with some dimensional adhesive. My brain just went away. So I'm using glue dots on what will touch the black, and then adding in some kind of dimensional adhesive on the places where I need to pop it up. And once I get those adhered, that's it for this card. The longest part of both of these cards was actually the background, but you could sit down and knock out several of these in one go. And you can see there I still have some pieces that I can use for another card. So this is the first card done. And I really love how it turned out. I love the shine from the vinyl stickers. It's just so good. Okay, so for this card, we're going to be making a shaker card. Now I am adhering the background to a white piece of paper, and that's because I wanted it to be a little bit stronger on the back. And then I'm bringing in this heart. I think this heart is from Simon Says Stamp. Don't quote me. I don't remember. So initially I thought that I was going to have the sticker be inside the shaker frame. And then later, as we get through the card, I decide, nope, that's not what I really want. But first we're going to cut out our window. So if you've never made a shaker card before, you're going to need a die cut window. Then you're going to need some acetate, and I'll show you the rest of it. So the white, the paper in this is white core, of course, because I backed it onto a piece of white paper. So I just brought in a felt tip marker to cover the inside of the heart, because at the time I wasn't sure. I thought I was going to be using the sticker in the background, but once I decided to change that and put down white paper, it really wouldn't have mattered, but I did it and it's done. So I'm just putting down acetate, and then I'm just trimming off the acetate. Once I've done that, we're going to bring in some adhesive. And the main thing to know about shaker cards is you want to make sure that there's not any openings for whatever you're going to put in the middle to get out. So this is a lot easier if you're using the foam strips. You can buy foam strip adhesive, which is so much easier than doing it this way. I may even have some of that.
Misty, why didn't you, Misty, can you tell it's been months? Can you tell it's been months and months since I've created some cards? Oh my goodness. So yeah, this would be much easier with the foam strips. I wonder if I have some. I need to go look in my adhesive drawer now. So I'm going to go ahead and do 2 layers of adhesive. And once I've done that, then I'm going to add in my shaker material. And you can see that I'm putting it all over. And that's because I needed to make it even. So there's not, so you can't just push down the side, like the sides, the top and the bottom of the shaker. Hopefully that's making some sense. So I'm just trimming off all of the excess adhesive, and then I'm going to bring in some seed beads. I wanted to go ahead and keep it light and airy inside of the heart, so I didn't bring in anything that would kind of compete with what was already going on in there. But you could have used anything. Sprinkles. I do have some foam sprinkles, but I didn't think that would be a good idea. I need to try that again to see if it'll work. So I'm also bringing in, I think this is a piece of paper from MFT from what we cut earlier. And I am just going to trim that down and have it go behind the heart. I am going to go ahead and have it go over the entire back of the heart, but you 100% don't have to do this. Here, I'm just peeling off all of the backer sheets. You just want to make sure that you do that carefully. That way you don't spill any of your things. And again, you didn't have to use this big old piece, but I just went ahead and did. So for my card base, I'm bringing in a piece of black. I'm cutting it down to 4¼ by 11 and scoring it at 5½. And then I'm going to get this adhered. Again, you can see that the foam adhesive will cover the sides, and I just had to add adhesive to the back. So when MFT was having their 30% off sale, I picked up these letter dies. So I'm going to be cutting out the word pride out of white cardstock. White. Did I say white or white? I honestly don't know. White cardstock. And if I had thought about it, I would have gone ahead and done this with adhesive, but I didn't. So what I've done is I've added a piece of washi tape to my ruler, and that's so I can get these placed evenly, and I can just stick this to the card and get it adhered. You could also do this with cling wrap, the press and seal cling wrap, which I have a whole box of, but I never remember I have it. Story of my life. Story of my life. So I'm bringing in some Tombow liquid glue. I'm using liquid glue just in case I have to adjust these letters. You guys know, even if I use something like this to put them on, they're still going to be a little crooked. That's just me. So I have decided that I will be doing a card auction for the cards that, not only the cards I'm showing you, but I hope to make some more cards. And that'll probably be on my Facebook page toward the end of the month. We may even wait until after 4th of July here in the US. So yeah, be on the lookout for more information for that. I just think I want to donate, and I think this will be the best way to do that. So in the end, I decided to just go with a sticker in the middle, and that is it. Here is a look at all 3 cards we've done so far, and a closer look at the other ones. So thank you so much for joining me today. Leave me a comment down below letting me know which card is your favorite. I hope you have a good day, night, weekend, wherever you are. I love your faces, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.